A lot to talk about, but let's start with that belt you're wearing. You're carrying on your shoulder there. What's the story there?
This is my belt. I earned this. You know what I mean? I showed up, traveled thousands and thousands of miles from home, made the weight. You know, in my world, we're in the wrestling world. The guy shows up, makes the weight. For some reason, doesn't want to, cancels the bout. The guy forfeits the match. I win. I'm the champion.
Give us the timeline of what happened. I mean, when did you find out something was going on? How did this morning unfold for you? Did you know last night? When did this happen?
I found out this morning.
What? Did somebody call you? When did you? Just to lay it out.
I had UFC staff knocking my door at 7 a.m. this morning, and told me the news.
Was there any attempt to try to get another fight somehow, or to stay in this? I mean, how did that go? Did they just tell you this is off, or
Yeah, they just pretty much told me that Rob was, out of the fight, and that weigh-ins happen. There has to be a process for me to even get a fight. So there's no other way that Cowboy or something like would be able to step up just because commission and rules and that process and stuff.
Yeah. I know we kind of don't even really know what Rob's status is right now, so I'm assuming it's too soon to try to figure out what happens next. Right. But what do you think should happen next? I mean, do you feel like rebook this? I mean, you're carrying that belt. Do you feel like he shouldn't be a champion anymore? What do you feel should happen next?
Well, I'm the champ, for sure. Like I said, in my world, in the wrestling world, a guy shows up and makes weight, for some reason don't want to forfeits the match, then the other guy is the winner. I'm the winner. I'm the champ, and that's how it should be.
You want to defend against the winner tonight with Izzy and Anderson, or what's next for you?
Hopefully Rob heals up great. Wish him a speedy recovery, and then after he heals up, I can give him a crack at my title.
I like it. There were some concerns this week about you that maybe you had staff or something like that. I mean,
I did have some complications with staff and stuff this week, but none of that was going to keep me away from fighting.
How frustrating is this? I mean, like you said, you travelled all this way to Australia. When you hear that news, like, what emotions do you go through?
I was gutted, man. I was gutted. And, I started to cry when they told me. I mean, all I can think of was waking up at 5:30 a.m. to go do sprints and all the hard training and all the ass whoopings that I took this entire camp. Like, this kind of training takes years away from your life, I feel like. You know what I mean? And this was the hardest camp I ever had in my life. And so for them to be able to rip this opportunity from me, I ain't gonna have it, man. I'm not going home empty-handed. I made a promise to my people that I was gonna come up with some hardware, and here I am. I'm gonna go home with the belt. Hopefully Rob heals up, give him a crack at the title, and then I'm gonna be watching that Israel and Anderson Silva fight. They're the ones next in line.
Can you say how this impacted you financially? I mean, have you worked that all out? Because I know you came down here early, and I'm sure spent a lot of money to do that.
Guys, I spent over $50K in this camp, and it's a lot of money. But Dana said he was going to take care of me, so it's all good.
Are you getting any of your Reebok money, your fight kit money, anything that you
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Do you have a message for the fans that were expecting you to fight this season?
Well, that's one of the things that I talked about when I was in media scrum in LA. I want to bring legitimacy to the division. You know what I mean? All this interim stuff, all this interim crap, champions pulling out. The guy hasn't fought in over a year. You know what I mean? So I want to bring legitimacy to the division, be able to defend my belt as many times as I can.
Is Whitaker officially stripped, or are you an official champion, or have you heard anything in the UFC?
Got this right here, right?
I guess.
You're officially stripping Whitaker.
I got this right here on my shoulder, right?
What do you want next? Do you want the fight with Whitaker again, or will you take someone else?
That's up to the UFC, whether they want to rebook the fight or have me fight the #1 contender.
Kelvin, in your mind, what does being looked after mean coming from Dana?
Well, hopefully he takes care of me well. We didn't talk numbers or anything, but I mean, I spent a lot of money, like I said, in this camp, and I expect to be fully compensated.
Yeah.
So Kelvin, just to be clear, when did you receive the belt? Who handed it to you today?
No one handed me nothing, man. I earned this.
Was it the UFC team when you wake up, did they present you with this?
I earned this right here, man. I showed up, man. I showed up to the fight, made the weight. I showed up to fight. He forfeits, I win. I'm the world champ.
Are you sure that's official though?
What does that say right there?
After the main event tonight, are you willing to face off with the winner? And
Absolutely. If the UFC wants that, and they want me to face the number one contender, Dana was real adamant about that fight being the number one contender fight. Absolutely.
How quick of a turnaround do you want? Like, would you fight?
Man, I'm ready to go tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm ready to go tonight, man. As soon as possible. I'm ready.
Were you planning on staying a couple days, or were you going home tomorrow?
I was gonna go home tomorrow.
Right. So you still go home tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is that April 13 card? I think it's already been mentioned this morning.
How far away is that?
Yeah, 10 weeks?
10 weeks?
8 weeks?
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. We'll have to sit down and talk to Dana about the details of when we can book a fight, or when, or with who. We'll have to see.
How does that work into your training now then? So if you don't have the travel to when you're going to be fighting next?
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of questions to be answered, on my part as well. I don't know the answer to that.